now have for you another female teacher. They dominate academia increasingly, and it is part of the reason for its deterioration. I know it sounds misogynist, but only to an idiot.
Apparently Dennis Prager has some beef with some of his former teachers because you'll only be an idiot if you don't believe that these female teachers are destroying education. That's not all. He has more to say about them because he's not an idiot. Watch this.
Am I claiming all women are awful teachers? Of course not. But if 95% of the librarians, for example, or 85% of the kindergarten teachers are female, and the libraries are increasingly featuring trans story hours, then what is it? What's the term for the story hour? Not trans. Drag queen, that's right, drag queen. A lot of terms that you have to master here. Then it is not foolish, let alone misogynistic.
It's not foolish, let alone misogynistic. Who can listen to this guy? Jesus, I know you guys talked to him and interviewed him. I don't know how you did that either. But apparently women are ruining our educational system. In fact, librarians that set up these whole drag reading hours, and he had to come up with those very detailed, tough terms that you have to master, apparently, in order to talk about what is happening, because he understands how these things work. He understands how events are put together. He understands when they invite folks to do these. It's just this lone librarian who sits in there and she just lords over everyone. And she slams her fist on the desk and says, "Be quiet and listen to the drag reading hour." That's the picture that's in these folks' head. I'm not even sure if that's in his head. He just wants to make his followers and listeners actually believe this nonsense.
Yeah, so first of all, I don't know if he's senile or high, but there was a lot of like, dude, with the squinting of the eyes and not remembering things. Is there some chance Prager's vaping? I don't know what he's doing, but it was, and then he never actually, I watched the whole thing, he never actually got back to his point about why women teachers are so bad. He just lost track of it and started listing women in his life. It was just weird. And you got a twofer there because he's putting in the war on teachers, which Republicans are doing, and an attack on women. So the Republican viewers must have loved it. So I have more to break down his argument, but first, Sharon.
If he's not high, he should be. Okay, have a little fun, loosen up. Okay, I think that this whole thing about drag story. That's how you get people to the library. Expand your horizon, enjoy everyone. This guy is ridiculous, and the fact that it's all we did something else to you now. It's like this is the second time I've had to say this about a story today. But who hurt you? Who hurt you? That's what we really should be talking about here.
Yeah. I remember a librarian I had in elementary school got me, no, it's not a good story. She got my ass beat by my dad. Because you're gonna be shocked to find out that I was speaking out and too loud in library class, okay? I know, blown away by it, okay? So she said I had to do a 100-word essay apologizing. So I wrote, "I am very 96 times sorry," okay? And then she did something smart. She then mailed that to my dad and said, "This is what your wise ass son did when I was trying to punish him." And he's like, "Oh, where's cutting back?" Okay. Okay. And that was one of the 3 times I got beat. Okay. Now, because of that, I've always hated librarians. No, first of all, I was wrong, okay? And second of all, as Sharon's pointed, let your past trauma go when we're trying to make policy for the whole country, okay?
Yeah.
So these guys, look, just so you're clear why they keep attacking teachers. You've now seen it thousands of times, right? There's a bunch of twofers in there, but primarily because the teachers' unions mainly support Democrats. And so they're trying to destroy teachers so they can destroy the campaign contributions the teachers' unions are giving to Democrats. Secondly, propaganda. They hate that they're teaching actual history in history class, the history of America, yes, including racism, right? And they hate that gay people exist, so they don't want teachers to acknowledge them. And they think that, hey, if you're not just like us, you're the others, and teachers should teach people to hate you, like we've been teaching our kids the whole time. Remember, everybody, if they don't look like you should hate them. They're inferior to you. They shouldn't have the same rights. They shouldn't be able to love anyone they want. They shouldn't be able to marry anyone they want, et cetera, et cetera. Why won't they teach hate? Crabby old men like Dennis Prager say. So that's why they attack on teachers, and they attack on women teachers in specific. It's hard to rebut because he never explained why. He just seemed to say like, well, a lot of them are chicks, and we hate the teachers. So, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to toss out a hypothesis here. Women are way too nice. They're way too kind. They think about other folks, and they're saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we should have a drag reading hour because why not? Let's be nice. It's odd because obviously throughout history we've known that majority of teachers are women, but I guess his thought process is now we should replace him with many men who are maybe harsher, come down hard on folks, don't have any kind of idea of relating to someone else and allowing them to exist. I'm not sure if that's what he thinks the answer is, and they're destroying academia. What's happening to the folks that are now learning? What's happening in classrooms now? Are they suddenly not teaching them anything anymore? It's a lot of cartoonish scenarios that you have to put forward to people. And earlier in the show, we talked about one of the January 6th rioters who then blamed Donald Trump for brainwashing him into believing into doing something. Is that the approach? Because Donald Trump isn't a woman, so therefore he's hardcore and he's gonna tell people how to really go about these things. Is that what we're looking for? Or are you mad because people are actually sitting down listening to a person read? Children are listening to a person read and other folks are seeing as well, and they're normally considered a human being. This is what he's dedicating time to on his show, to divide, as we hear conservatives and Republicans always talking about. When are you guys gonna stop dividing this country? He took something like a reading hour and decided to find a way to break it down between women and men, who for some reason he thinks there's no men that think this is an okay thing for folks to do, to acknowledge someone else's existence and allow them to maybe entertain in some ways or have an event where they're reading a damn book. How about an indictment on men? Men that listen to this guy who don't agree with this stupidity should say, he thinks I'm an idiot. He thinks I'm this barbaric, savage creature, and I'm just stupid. And that's all I can think of is attack, 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 attack. Can't see anyone else in my world unless I'm looking to attack them. Isn't that insulting to you? Is that how you go about your day every day? And if not, you should speak up and say, yeah, this guy doesn't speak for me. But they won't.
Yeah, I'll add one last quick thing here. So, look, even if you thought drag hour existed and was just the worst thing in the world at 1 or 2 libraries in the whole country, do you think it's an epidemic? Do you think it's something that we should focus all of our energy on? Or do you think they're using it as an excuse to attack teachers? Come on, you know the answer. So I had this wonderful teacher when I was same elementary school, Mrs. Rosenberg, and I was a young immigrant kid, had just learned English, I was in 4th grade. And she moved me up from the lowest reading group to the highest reading group. And I was kind of shell-shocked by it. And I asked her, why? And she said, because you're better than you realize and I believe in you. That's the person that they're attacking now. Meanwhile, they haven't said a word about the bankers. Now, who do you think they really represent?
Wow. I'm the daughter of a teacher and a principal, and you're right. It's funny because there's so many people I want to forget in my life, but you always remember your first teacher. You always remember they have the most important job. You spend what, as a kid, 7 hours in school. Sometimes you're not even spending 7 waking hours with your parents. And it's just disgusting, this assault on teachers who don't earn enough, who don't get enough respect, and now this.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.